it seems so many people are talking about this. It's in broadcast media. It's in the written media as well. About where Gareth Southgate's mind is regarding Trent Alexander-Arnold, and will Trent Alexander-Arnold make the cut when it comes to being in the squad or not being in the squad for Qatar. So if you take the Liverpool aspect out of it, Danny, and I know he's a lad you like, I know he's a player you know, and of course with your connections, I would have thought you would wish him to be in Qatar. Is he going to get there? The popular train of thought at the moment is it's too late for him, and he's not the kind of player that Southgate will want with him in Qatar. Should he be there?
Well, it depends completely on your opinion on the type of players you want and the type of football you want to play and the risks you want to take. And it also depends on your opinion on the other right-backs who play in the same position. I think a lot of people feel that his wonderful talent going forward makes him unique compared to the others. Therefore, he should be there even if he's not going to start, in whatever formation, whether he play four at the back, wing-backs. He has an unbelievable talent in opening up defences, whether it be passing or crossing. So in tournament football, I can't see an argument for him not to be there and be used more often than he is, personally, because of that wonderful ability to open up defences. Very few players have that. When you're looking at a right-back who all right, plays high up for Liverpool, when you're looking at his numbers and comparing them to someone like Kevin De Bruyne, it's beyond comprehension that conversation should even come out your mouth.
Yeah, but what's coming out of Southgate's mouth? He's saying against Germany, we needed Chile on the defence, and we had Kieran as well at the moment. I feel Kieran Trippier's all-round game is ahead of Alexander-Arnold's.
Trippier's all-round game.
So he's way down the pecking order.
Trippier's all-round game. Yeah, I make Southgate right. Trippier's all-round game at the moment is ahead of his. He's been absolutely superb for Newcastle and deserves his place. But again, this is opinions. Now, you can talk till you're blue in the face about what one does and what the other one doesn't. It's damn obvious that Southgate doesn't have Trent Alexander-Arnold in an elevated position in those list of right-backs. If anything, he's at the bottom.
So he's not going to go? He's not going to go?
I can't see why he would bother taking him, because he doesn't want to use him. If you're going to start thinking, well, my reserve right-back on the bench is ahead of you, so he's picked James ahead of him, and he's picked Trippier to be on the bench ahead of him as cover. And you've already got Walker.
So tell me, answer me this: how can Trent Alexander-Arnold be viewed as an asset for Liverpool, but maybe something regarded as a bit unreliable for England, a liability for England?
The same reason you three could sit here all day and talk about players and have different opinions on them. Gareth Southgate's more of a pragmatist. He's more somebody who likes a solid foundation. I think he likes to know what he's getting from his defensive players. You know, it's not a Jurgen Klopp mentality. It's not a Pep Guardiola mentality of we're going to be on the front foot, we're going to dominate teams, and I'm going to let you fly and play and do what you do best, and I'll take the rough with the smooth. Because that's what you get with Trent at the moment. You are getting the wonderful attributes going forward and the switching off at the back. But Jurgen lets it be because he trusts it will, and it has worked. It has worked. So it's a different mentality from a different manager. Unfortunately, it's not going to change between now and Qatar. So all the conversations become fruitless, really. It's highly unlikely he's going to go. And if he does go, it's highly unlikely he's going to play.
So a different manager would take Trent.
100%.
A different manager, Simon, would take Trent Alexander-Arnold. But Southgate's a manager, so
I don't know. I mean, if you run the argument, is England's best team, does Trent Alexander-Arnold get in England's best team?
Well,
if the answer is yes, then you've got to question Southgate's thinking. Does he get in Liverpool's best team? Yes, because Liverpool don't have the embarrassment of riches that England have to be able to pick from right backs. Because maybe if Liverpool had more right backs that included maybe Trippier and Reece James, then maybe he wouldn't get into Liverpool's team. Danny, does he get England's best team, the best version of themselves? Does it include Trent Alexander-Arnold to win a World Cup tournament? Not to compete in it, to win it, because that's what we're going there for. Does it include Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Other than the caveat of who you're playing against, if I was
you're going to play against somebody that's going to be meaningful, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you can't caveat. You've got to assume that's going to be in there.
No, he'd be number 2 for me.
Well, there's your answer then. So Southgate hasn't got it wrong, has he?
He'd be in the squad.
England's best version of
Surely
themselves.
Trent would play a part in you scoring a few against Iran. Surely Trent would play a part in pushing forward and maybe from set piece situation, as Trippier would, scoring a few against USA.
I think the key to it, Jim, is having the option. Because if you want to go in more solid and more think, right, you know what? and so start the tournament solid, get some results on the board, and then grow into it, he might not be first choice. Well, he wouldn't be. He's not going to be. And I think at the moment his form defensively doesn't put him in that position.
So, Danny, here's a horrible question for you. Does he go to Qatar or not?
Well, I've said all along I don't think Gareth will take him, but I would.
Okay. All right. We shall see. 12 noon.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.